I'd gone down to the docks to figure out what had happened, what went wrong. The Kasha clan had guys there, armed, dangerous. A quick scuffle made sure that they wouldn't be bothering me anymore, though. But what I didn't expect was how I found the body there.
Time once again for the exciting adventures of Salric Strongbow. Rejoin us for Chapter 2, a malevolent murder, evil gangsters, and a chilling mystery. From the pen of Iridith Simmons, great writer of murder mystery, Thaumopolis News Radio proudly presents The Questing Murders, Chapter 2.
It's awful. This kind of thing don't happen normally. The body was gruesome. A troll fella, raggedy clothes, a hobo. One of the countless folks chewed up and spit back out by the city of wizards underground. Probably not a penny to his name. Mauled, but it wasn't done by any animal. Nah, those were blade marks. I checked in with the fella god in the area. Poor guy was real shaken when he heard what had happened. But he let me telephone my partners before we called the cops. Doc and Sneeb showed up first.
Mr. Salric, we came as soon as we could.
You look like you seen a ghost, Sal.
I wish I had, Sneebs. Go, take a look at him.
Oh my.
Woof! Look at this guy. He looks like the wrong end of a meat grinder.
You better hurry, fellas. Commissioner will be here any minute.
Ah, yes, the fumbling of beat cops. The things my nightmares might be composed of. If I were able to sleep.
Sneebly. Goblin. Crime scene forensics. Razamil. About the best surgeon and medical expert in the city. Two of my best friends. They combed over the scene. They'd figured out a good lead if anyone could. Meanwhile, I decided to ask a few questions of the mooks who'd been skulking around when I got here. Alright, pal, time to talk. Why were you boys down here? I ain't talking. I want my lawyer. You want a lawyer or a coroner? I can arrange either if you don't start coughing up some answers.
You don't scare me, detective. I got rights.
We got a little while before the cops show up, friend. Are they gonna find another body or someone willing to make a deal?
You wouldn't.
Didn't know you was a fortune teller. You ever heard about the Midnight Sharks?
Midnight Sharks?
Yeah, they cruise through the harbor at night, when everything's real quiet, hungrily looking for the next meal.
There ain't no such thing, copper.
Oh, well, now see, that's your first mistake. I ain't a cop, friend. Or does this ugly green mug look like it's cut out for the academy? Hear that? They sound awful hungry tonight.
You wouldn't do nothing.
Look, friend, if you don't talk, then maybe a pal might. Want me to toss you in the water, make an example for him, make sure that he cooperates?
Okay, I'll talk.
I see, that's more like it. So, why are you boys out here? Did you kill him?
No, Mr. Honest. We were just supposed to do cleanup. Don't even know the fella who did it. Just got told that we were protecting him.
Alright, but why?
Boss wants him to keep going.
And you have no idea who this guy is?
No clue.
I bet those sharks are awful hungry right about now.
I don't know. I know he's a human, I think. That's all I know.
Alright. Well, sit tight, fella. Cops will be here soon and you can tell them what you told me. So, maybe a human. But under the protection of the Kashas, a gang with strictly orc membership, what was he doing that was so important that they'd want to protect him?
Sal, we got something. Look it. There are signs of a struggle. Here, and here. scuff marks, bit of a blood trail. Looks like the poor guy ran in here to try and lose whoever was attacking him. Obviously, that didn't work.
And a cursory examination tells me that the cause of death were these lacerations. Loss of blood. It was a slow death, and the weapon used in the assault was definitely a blade. Not a knife, unless it's a giant we're looking for, but a sword, most likely. Possibly an old cavalry blade, but more likely a long sword.
Sword, then. Makes sense. Our friend over there says it's a human, probably, that we're looking for. You know what, let's get...
Of course. Who else would be here other than you three?
Commissioner Eocade, a pleasure as always, and a dreadful set of circumstances to bring us together. Again, as always.
All right, men. Fan out and secure the area. I want whoever did this in the electric chair before tomorrow. And you three, report what you found to the coroner and get out of here. I'm tired of being the last to know every bump in the night because of you clowns.
Sure thing, Chief. We'll let you know if we find anything else. So we skedaddled. There's nothing in this world you want less than a cop like Eocade howling for your blood. I got a lot of respect for her. For her job. The city rested a hell of a lot easier because of her. Even if she didn't get to rest herself.
Sal, I think I know where we gotta go, but you ain't gonna like it.
Alright, hit me with it. Ah! What the hell was that for?
You said hit you with it.
Where are we going, wise guy?
Fella back there was homeless, so... best bet is to head into the Pine Barrens out in the Lost Borough.
Oh, Kistoodlywinks, must we?
If you's looking for anybody down on their luck, it's up towards the Pine Barrens you look. I got a cousin who lived there. We find the shanty town and see if anybody knew the fella. I'll borrow a car so we don't have to hoof it.
Very well. Mr. Sowrick, we shall meet you at the city limits.
Alright, see you there.
We'll return to the Questing Murders after a brief word from our sponsors. Ladies, are you tired of your old perfume? Do you want a scent that will keep your gentleman callers hooked and waiting in line? Arcane Coterie has exactly what you need. Love Potion number 5 is designed to be alluring to men of all stripes. Blended with a sweet and secret concoction of herbs and a dash of actual love potion, you'll be the talk of the town with this lovely little product. Try some today. Love Potion number 5. Find your Prince Charming today. And now, back to the show.
We met up in Far Eastot, where the city slid into muddy slopes and pine trees. The sounds of the wilderness echoed in my ears. A light breeze had blown in and an eerie fog that clouded the hills. It was a scene out of a regular horror show. It made you think of monsters lurking in the shadows, and it made my skin crawl.
Alright, hop in, fellas.
Where'd you get this car anyhow?
Borrowed it from my cousin.
Mr. Sneebly, a question. How many cousins do you have?
Well, how many do you have?
None that I'm aware of.
Quadruple that.
So, still none?
Nah, way more than that. Like, a lot more. Learn to do math, Sal. Jeez.
We made our way out into the Pine Barrens, the Lost Borough. Haunted kind of place with a haunted kind of story. Legends say that hundreds of years ago, it was a big part of the city. The biggest of the boroughs. Where the old-timey royalty lived and all that. And one day it just disappeared. No trace. Nobody saw nothing. Folks just woke up and it was gone. Nobody builds there now, hoping it'll be back someday. Well, I say no one. The homeless folks in Thaumopolis thrived here. If you were down on your luck, it was the place to hang. Shanty towns cropped up and were abandoned every few years or so. Legend also had it that they were led by some Joe named the Hobo King, even though nobody'd ever seen him.
Look, over there. Lights.
Our best bet, then, gentlemen. Onwards.
Uh-oh.
What's wrong?
No idea. Give me 1 second.
Good thing there's nothing dangerous that actually lives out here.
Aside from the occasional rabid beast, of course.
Well, of course, other than that.
Mr. Sauer, tell me, have you gotten any hunches as far as this case goes? It's quite gruesome.
Well, Doc, I'm gonna guess that whoever did it is a real mean fella. Got a lot of hate in him. Don't kill somebody like that unless you really want to watch him squirm.
What a time to be alive. To think such things are not above the modern people of the City of Wizards.
It's a crying shame, Doc. So what do you think so far?
I'm in agreement, ultimately. I shudder to think that it might be a serial killer, and I hope that it won't be a string of murders that we're looking into.
I don't get one thing so far, though. Cautions. Why are they even involved?
They are mysterious as they are bloody, Mr. Sauerick. Perhaps they wish to revel in the chaos?
I guess. But they're still a gang, you know? What's the angle here? Killing a hobo don't make sense. They've got nothing to rob. There's no business in it. Why protect the fella?
Guys!
What is it, Sneebs?
I saw something fly over the hill there.
Crap.
Tune in next week for Chapter 3 of The Questing Murders. What is stalking our intrepid heroes? Will they catch the culprit in time? What does lurk in the Lost Burrow? Tune in next week to find out. If you like your programming mixed with great music, tune in for Tidy Tusk's Radio Hour every Thursday at 5 p.m. Here's a show that promises to keep Thursdays from dragging on. So keep an eye out on your local newspapers for the time of Tidy Tusk Time. This is Johnny Rockwell speaking for Thaumopolis News Radio. Keep your days magical, folks.